One thing of interest that's coming up next week, in fact it's the day of our regular Board of Mayor and Commissioners meeting, Tuesday the 27th, because Monday is a holiday, it's Memorial Day. Earlier that day there will be a ribbon cutting at the New Hampton Inn, and I'll be participating in that with other citizens of our good city, including some Chamber of Commerce folks and the ownership family of the property, the Chawla family. Dinesh and Suresh Chawla will be on hand. So we're looking forward to opening a 63-room, very nice, modern, state-of-the-art Hampton Inn here in Clarksdale. Another point of interest that will be brought up at our Mayor's and Board of Commissioner meeting coming up on next Tuesday will be, if he can attend, and if he can't attend the Tuesday meeting, then I intend to do this at our next regular meeting on June 9th, will be to commend a citizen here named Robert Fells. I drive around Clarksdale quite a lot and observe and make phone calls to appropriate department heads when I see something that needs attention. And I was coming north on Madison the other day, having been at some mayoral presence required matter, and on my way back I noticed a guy in overalls pushing a power mower up Madison Avenue, and it was obvious he was not mowing just his property. He was mowing about 6 or 8 lots there between the street and the sidewalk, and I did not have time to stop to find out who he was because I had to be somewhere on a deadline. So I asked our fire chief over at Douglas if he was in the area, and he was, and he went and learned of the man's identity, Robert Fells, who lives on Hickory Street. Robert had attended one of our board meetings and had heard me comment about how we need volunteers in the community to help out with cleanliness and sanitation issues. Robert took it upon himself, as a good volunteer will do, a self-starter will do, and he was out pushing a mower, mowing a right-of-way. And I'm planning to commend him for that. So I'd like the public to know that we have some really good volunteers out here in the community doing more than their part, doing the parts that others should be doing. But hopefully that's contagious, and we'll have other folks out doing good deeds. Safety carts, Jim Herring is another who has volunteered to keep up the Crossroads intersection. So I thank Jim Herring and Safety Cart for that work. Prior to Jim's doing it, it was done by Reverend L.B. Howard over Hoboth Church, and they did it for about a year. So it's great to have somebody kind of take something up and help the city both save the money and beautify our interior like that. Dudley Barnes and Barnes Petty are taking care of the McIntosh gazebo across the street from their offices right now. And we want to encourage, and I want especially to encourage people to call in, and we'll give you a project. We'll name a park for you if you do it long enough, and help with things like that. Coahoma Community College, and perhaps it was Coahoma County Agricultural High School more specifically, but they have rebuilt at the Bloom Rose Garden a gazebo there. So I urge you to drive out to the end of Maple and Lee Drive intersection and look at that good work. Nell Smith, formerly the head of Clarksdale Beautification, a committee I served on for a decade or more, helped spearhead that project. So thanks to those carpenters and students from either Aggie or Coahoma for taking care of that little project for us. So everything makes a difference, and you know, you'll see that if we all kind of get in this swim together, we can get a lot accomplished. I'm pleased to say that I had a meeting this week, a very productive meeting with some officials from our county government, and we're working together on some more projects that will involve some collaboration and coordination, and hopefully some efficiencies in terms of saving money as we go forward in working in conjunction with the county, where we see duplicative efforts or overlapping efforts going on. We can streamline these and both come out on the better end of the stick for doing it that way. Today at the Exchange Club, I was a guest of the club, and I was very pleased to see Corporal Norsworthy, who's acting as an acting captain, by the way, of our Clarksdale Police Department, receive Officer of the Year. Hunter Rybolt received Fireman of the Year, and Marvin Caraway was honored posthumously, and the Sheriff's the sheriff was there to honor his Employee of the Year as well. But here from city government, I was there to witness Corporal Norrisworthy receive that very nice plaque, elected by his peers, by his fellow officers, as Officer of the Year for the Clarksdale Police Department, and Hunter Rybold elected by his peers as Firefighter of the Year by the Clarksdale Fire Department. So congratulations to both of them. Also today was a sad day for Coahoma County and for Clarksdale in particular. We had the funeral service and burial ceremony for Andy Belvedrezi, a young man who touched a lot of lives here. I was at the visitation earlier today at St. Elizabeth Church. And, you know, it's a real tribute to see hundreds and hundreds of people in line to go in and pay their respects and talk with the family after their loss. But it's tragic when a 44-year-old man is taken suddenly like he was after a long battle. But at that young age is hard to stomach. And he touched so many lives in baseball. I think he'll be remembered as Mr. Baseball around Clarksdale for many years to come, and left a beautiful family behind as well. His dad and I grew up together. His dad and mom moved off to Madison, but you all remember Eddie Belvedrezi, I bet, from his time in service here. He was with the Highway Patrol for a long time, and I understand now works with the Madison, Mississippi Police Department. But they were all in town at St. Elizabeth's today for that funeral, and I was glad to be out there to give my condolences and pay tribute to Andy as well. Those are some thoughts I have as we move in here toward the end of May. We have our Jubilee coming up in June, middle June. We have our summer programs all starting up. I was very encouraged as I drove from my vestry meeting on Monday to my American Legion meeting on Monday to have driven down Spruce Street and seen, I bet there were 1,000 people over there at those ball fields. And people from all walks of life, let me just put it that way, having a great time playing ball together. And if you hadn't gone out and watched that coach pitch or the T-ball or something, you're in for a treat if you'll go try that. The kids are just at the right age where they're a little bit comedic, but at the same time they're doing their best to hit that baseball, and it really is a fun thing to see. But just to see that many people out enjoying a spring evening of baseball was a lot of fun.